Well, good afternoon. Markets have just closed here on Thursday, the 10th of November, and it was a negative day for the grain markets. And I'm just looking across the screen here at the cotton. It has been up and down all day, and I'm trying to get a feel for where it's going to settle. I'll get that up in just a second. Looks like we've got soybeans closing down 17 and a quarter at 906 and 3/4, high of 924 and a quarter, low of 905 and 3/4. A profit-taking day as much as anything. We've been up for a week and a half, and we just now have basically retraced half of that move up in just a matter of hours. I think this market will find support on dips. Corn down 5.5 at 376.5, a high of 382 and 3/4, a low there of 376. March wheat down 6.5 at 513.5, high of 520 and a quarter, low of 512. Outside markets, we had crude oil down 15 cents a barrel, the dollar up 32, gold down 3, silver down 10, and the Dow Jones right now is up 55. Let's look at cotton. It looks like the cotton market is going to be settling somewhere in the area of 72.90. 72.90 is going to be down on the day about 23 on the day. Probably seconds before the close, we were trading quite a bit higher than that. We're actually up on the day. So the market actually in cotton held up pretty well considering grains were going through some pretty deep drops on profit taking. Cotton did drop earlier, got down over 70. After that, within just minutes, it got up on the day. So we were up that way all day long, up some, down some, but just happened at the close, we were down. If we'd been open for another couple of minutes, we could have easily been up. Now, there's a crop report that normally comes out tomorrow. It's on the calendar. It will not happen. As long as there's a government shutdown, there will be no reports in agriculture. And what I understand is that once we reopen the government, it'll probably be 2 weeks before our first report comes out. So for now, we just might as well know we're not getting any information out of Washington. So have a good evening, and we'll see you first thing in the morning.